making kombucha like a pro.
Hey, this is Jared, and this one's for all the mamas. In this episode, we're going to take a look at how to take care of your SCOBY. First of all, your kombucha SCOBY needs tea, sugar, and oxygen to thrive and create abundant, beneficial bacteria. The tea plant is the original source of kombucha cultures and contains the nutrients your SCOBY needs. You can use green, black, or other kinds of tea, but I prefer a combination of green and black tea. Always use organic tea. Conventional tea can be loaded with pesticides, fluoride, and that gets concentrated in your kombucha. Organic tea, you don't have to worry about any of that. And you're going to get the best quality tea when you source it loose leaf from a local tea shop. The tea should be steeped at the recommended temperature so as not to burn it, but for extra time. The kombucha needs the bitter tannins that come out from over-steeped tea leaves. Sugar is necessary to cause the rapid growth to make strong kombucha in just a couple of weeks. Organic cane sugar is preferred by most pros, but honey is a nice alternative. It causes a different balance of yeasts and bacteria. It takes longer to ferment. Jun tends to be sweeter, but again, just with honey. You can use between half a cup and 2 cups of sugar per gallon, but for good, dry kombucha, I like to use around 3/4 cup. After 2 weeks, almost all of the sugars will be eaten up. The invisible ingredient in kombucha is oxygen. It is necessary for many of the biological reactions that we want. Do not overboil the water. One trick to add oxygen to the tea is to put it in a jar with a lid and shake it up. You will also need oxygen when you bottle carbonate, and you can use this trick again. But we pros like to keep oxygen out of our finished product. Oxygen can cause overcarbonation, over vinegar, extra alcohol, and spoilage of fruit and other ingredients. But when your kombucha is fermenting, it needs oxygen, and that's also why we use a cheesecloth or some breathable material to keep dust and insects out and to let oxygen flow. Your SCOBY also needs warmth so that the yeast can rapidly reproduce, especially in the first few days. Darkness is critical. Indoor light is okay, but UV from the sun needs to be kept away from your kombucha, especially if it's in a clear jar. And keep the jar still. If you move it around, it will reset some of the processes. So only move your fermentation container if you absolutely have to. If all is going well, you should see your kombucha bubbling at the surface in the first few days. New SCOBY will start to grow. It might look really weird, and I recommend a thermometer sticker, but just make sure your jar is not cold to the touch in the first few days. Flavored tea can work great. I love pomegranate, cranberry tea, mango tea. They're made with natural flavors, and those tend to last longer than fresh fruit, which can expire quickly in the bottle. I found that using a standard recipe with about half flavored tea, half simple green or black tea was enough to flavor the kombucha. The SCOBY from these batches will absorb the colors and flavors, so keep your mother going separately with plain tea. Herbal tea is great as well. You can get a lot of additional benefits into your kombucha. Just like flavored tea, I like to use half and half with green or black tea. Avoid using herbs that inhibit bacteria growth, like ginger, lavender, rosemary. Those are great ingredients, but should be added after fermentation. I also recommend keeping a mother SCOBY with no herbs, just straight green or black tea. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and take good care of those kombucha mamas.
How do you like your kombucha, Daddy?
Rah!